Are you serious? Benjamin Netanyahu, Prime Minister of Israel, is going to take a stand. Wow, folks, hang on to your hats. Get ready, because we are at a point in history. We are at a point biblically. We are at a point historically that something could happen to change the course of your life and mine. I'm Paul Begley. I'm serious. We've got some breaking news. Benjamin Netanyahu says he'll address the United Nations ahead of the Palestinian state vote. After weeks of deliberation, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announced today, on this September 15th, 2011, potentially the 188-day earthquake pattern that's been going on in the four corners of the globe. Today, Benjamin Netanyahu announced that he would go to the United Nations General Assembly, meeting next week to discuss the Palestinian statehood. Speaking at a press conference today while visiting the Czech Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu said he will speak the truth to those who want to hear it at the United Nations General Assembly. This article sent to me from Stephen of Oklahoma. Philip of Alabama sent one similar. Karen of Maryland, also very similar. Gary in Kentucky sent one very similar. They're from different places being reported. Benjamin Netanyahu said that the General Assembly is not the place where Israel generally gets reasonable hearings, but it was nothing less important to present Israel's position. He can't get anybody to talk to him. Folks, do you understand something? Listen to this for a minute. First of all, Jordan yesterday told the United States they have to shut down their embassy. Get out of Jordan. What's going on? Why? Are you getting ready for a war? Turkey threw the Israeli ambassadors and diplomats out of Turkey, upset at that United Nations report about last year's Israeli raid of the Turkish flotilla that was on its way to Gaza, trying to break through the blockade that Israel had, protecting itself from radical Islamic jihadist Muslim militants, those ministers of Mecca with their mayhem and the menacing mosque and the messages they preach. But Turkey just wanted to ignore their own ally, Israel, and break a blockade. Israel jumped on the ship. 9 people died. The United Nations says it was excessive force. And it might have been. But you don't break through a blockade. You absolutely certainly don't do it if you're an ally. Well, a year later, Turkey decides this could have been considered an act of war. Shut down all military relationships with Israel. Shut down all airlines and flights and tourists to Israel. Kicked the ambassador of the embassy out. Meanwhile, in Egypt, in Cairo, Egypt, a few days ago, thousands attacked the Israeli embassy there. Massive attack. The same day in Afghanistan, the Taliban was attacking the United States embassy, burning flags and attacking and trying to overtake it. Turkey has decided to change sides, setting up the perfect scenario of the Gog and Magog situation, as it says in Ezekiel 38. It names 5 nations: Persia, which is Iran, Ethiopia, Egypt, Gomar, which is Russia, and Togarma, which is Turkey. Now, I want to read to you what it says in Psalms 83. Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult. They that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent, and they are confederate against thee. They want to wipe Israel off the face of the map. Sounds like Ahmadinejad, doesn't it? Did he ever let those two people go? He said he would, then he said he wouldn't. And then Oman, the country Oman, was flying a plane in there with some extra cash, trying to get those two Americans out of there. Turn to Zechariah. You got your Bible? You already know you have to. You have to have a cup of coffee and a Bible. Are you serious? I told you it's a two-pot day today. Two-pot day. Share it with my wife in the morning, share it with my wife when she comes home in the evening. I'll tell you what, it's crazy. Okay, you know what the Lord said through the prophet Zechariah in chapter 12, verse 9? I'll read it to you. And it shall come to pass. Well, let me read a couple verses ahead of that, just so you can get a feel for this, okay? Zechariah 12:7. The Lord also shall save the tents of Judah first, the glory of the house of David, the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem. Do not magnify themselves against Judah. And in that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And he that is feeble among them in that day shall be as David. And the house of David shall be as God. And the angel of the Lord before them. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will seek to destroy all nations that come against Jerusalem. Did you hear that? Did you hear that, Iran? Did you hear that, Russia? You threw your hat in the ring. You've already said you're going to defend, you're going to vote for Palestine. You've already said you're going to defend President Assad, that murderer in Syria. Egypt's already showed their hand. Turkey now is showing their hand. Syria, we already know. Jordan, it's obvious. Shutting down American embassy, that's obvious. The whole Middle East, but not just them. Russia, China, and America. There seems to be a change in the wind. I believe power of prayer is working. I believe that the Lord is speaking to our president, Barack Obama, and is sharing with him that he should not side against Israel. And I feel that we're going to stand with Israel. I feel we're going to do the right thing. Stephen Harper in Canada, he already knew way back last spring, you better stand with Israel. God bless you. Oh, Canada. Oh, Canada. Oh, Canada. You know they're blessed. Are you saved? I don't know what's going to happen. The president's going to go hiding under the bunkers, deep, 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 somewhere in Denver. And is he doing it because they have information about the common element? Or is it the uncertainty of the common element? Or maybe the common element doesn't have any effect on anything. There won't be any earthquakes that day. Everybody's going to hold hands and sing Kumbaya. Maybe it's going to be fine. I know one thing. We're going to be in DEFCON 1, and Russia's going to be on sitting on pins and needles. And I'm sure all around the world. You see, when the superpower like America's on DEFCON 1, everybody's nervous. You don't really know. They could say it's a drill, and it's not. It could be a preemptive strike on Iran, since they want to blow Jerusalem off the face of the map. Folks, are you saved? I'm going to ask you to do something. I want you to pray, and I want you to call upon the name of the Lord. The Bible says, whosoever calls on the name of the Lord, they shall be saved. You can send me a personal message on YouTube, right here on my inbox. We had one get saved on the air, live, yesterday, on Liberty Broadcasting Network, right on my show, The Coming Apocalypse. I'm on every day live from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can call in. I'll help you get saved. A man did yesterday from Florida. The 409th salvation request since February 1st on either my website at www.paulbegleyprophecy.com or Liberty Broadcasting Network, my church in Knox, Indiana, or right here on YouTube. They're coming. The harvest is coming. Jesus is coming. Time is running out. Give your heart to the Lord. I'll talk to you later today.